How big is the universe? It is a question that has fascinated humanity for as long as we've looked up at the night sky. At first glance, it's difficult to comprehend even our own place in the cosmos, much less the true scale of everything that exists. But let's try to piece together just how vast our universe really is. Start with Earth. Our planet is about 12,742 kilometers in diameter, a number that means little in isolation. But Earth, for all its mountains, oceans, and continents, is just a speck compared to the solar system. The distance from Earth to the Sun, about 150 million kilometers, is called one astronomical unit. That's already too large for us to truly grasp. But in cosmic terms, it's almost laughably close. Our solar system doesn't end at Pluto. The region influenced by the Sun's gravity, the hit, extends well beyond the planets, perhaps 20 billion kilometers from the Sun. But even that is barely a step out the door, cosmically speaking. So, how about our neighborhood, the Milky Way galaxy? The Milky Way contains between 100 and 400 billion stars, each potentially with their own planets. Light, traveling at almost 300,000 kilometers per second, takes more than 100,000 years to cross the galaxy from end to end. Imagine a beam of light, something faster than anything else in the universe, flashing at one end of the Milky Way. But even the Milky Way is a tiny patch in a quilt that covers the universe. Our galaxy is one of many in a group called the Local Group, a collection of about 54 galaxies. It spans roughly 10 million light-years across. If you could look at our local group from a distance, even the enormous Milky Way would blend into a faint smear of starlight. Just beyond is the Virgo supercluster, a gathering of thousands of galaxies arranged in sprawling filaments and knots. Yet, the Virgo supercluster is only a tiny section of the cosmic web, a structure that stretches across the observable universe, connecting superclusters with tendrils of galaxies, with near-empty voids in between. But what about the whole universe? How large is it, really? Here's where things get truly mind-bending. The part of the universe that we can see, the observable universe, is a sphere with a radius of about 46.5 billion light. That's right, 46.5 billion light-years in every direction. Not because the universe is only that old, but because space itself has been stretching since the Big Bang. This sphere contains perhaps 2 trillion galaxies. Each is filled with billions or trillions of stars, and each star may have its own family of planets. How many stars are there? Current estimates suggest there are around 100 billion trillion stars in the observable universe. That's SA1 followed by 23 zeros more stars than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. But here's where it gets even more humbling. The universe might be far, far bigger than what we can observe. Light from galaxies beyond our cosmic horizon simply hasn't had time to reach us yet, and may never. The universe could go on, possibly infinitely, forever. And then there are questions we can barely begin to answer. Does our universe even represent all that exists? Some theories suggest our cosmos is just one bubble in a vast multiverse, an endless ocean of universes, each with its own laws of physics. Standing on Earth, it's almost impossible to comprehend these scales. Human experience is bound to our tiny world. But every night, when you look up at the stars, you're glimpsing photons that have traveled for years, centuries, millennia, even millions of years to reach you. These distant pinpricks of light are signals from across a universe so vast, so complex, that our greatest telescopes have only scratched the surface. So, how big is the universe? As far as we can tell, unimaginably, almost infinitely big. And perhaps even that answer is limited by what we can currently observe and understand. It's not just a question of numbers and distances, but of wonder. The true scale of the universe is practically beyond human grasp. All we can do is look, explore, and marvel at the enormity of everything that exists, and everything that we have yet to discover